Roughly 100 million Americans will watch the Super Bowl this year, but most will never know a disturbing backstory about how the NFL tried to collude with local government to shut down Americans' free speech. Super Bowl's in Phoenix this year, and a city ordinance, probably lobbied for by the NFL, would have required local property owners to get permission from the NFL for any signs or advertisements they wanted to put up on their properties. The city created a 2-mile clean zone to display posters, flyers, banners, or anything else like that, from January 15th to February 19th. The idea was to give the NFL more ability to closely control the advertising experience as the city spiked in tourism before the Super Bowl. For example, they could block anyone in the neighborhood from advertising Coca-Cola, since the NFL and Super Bowl are partnered with Pepsi. Of course, that involves telling business owners what they can do with their property, a power usually not granted to random corporations. Hence why the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression blasted this measure as a dystopian rule that violates the First Amendment. A Maricopa County judge apparently agrees. He just heard a case on February 2nd brought by a local business owner challenging the ordinance. The judge struck down the ordinance and ruled that it was an unconstitutional delegation of power. Good riddance. These kinds of laws aren't actually new. They've cropped up in the past at past Super Bowl locations. But they're absurd and immoral. The NFL has no right to tell other business owners and property owners what they can or can't do with their own property. And local governments are supposed to focus on protecting the rights and safety of their citizens, not catering to corporate interests and granting them special powers in the law. That's crony capitalism at its very worst. And unfortunately, it's not the only way that the government does special favors for the NFL. Many NFL teams receive billions of taxpayer dollars in subsidies and tax loopholes for stadium construction. That's right, local governments force working class taxpayers to subsidize stadiums for a league that brings in $17 billion in revenue annually. Whether you love or hate football shouldn't matter here. It should not be too much to ask that the NFL pays its own way and plays by the same rules as everybody else. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm Brad Polumbo. If you're new here, consider sticking around, hit that like button, consider subscribing, even turning on the bell notifications. Comment down below with your thoughts. Let me know who you're rooting for in the Super Bowl as well. And with that, I'll see you all in my next video.